Peace. Peace. Yeah, so I'm back in the building. I was building on, I was showing y'all that I was going to show you how I seal the document, which is basically, my right thumbprint. You know what I'm saying? So you do that there, and you see the notary and everything. Like I said, I didn't seal it in front of the notary for the fact that I didn't necessarily have to, but, you know, basically, that's my seal right there. That's anyone's seal. When you put your honorable name, or you rather say, excuse me, your righteous name or your free national name on any document. Peace, Ruben Thomas in the building. Yeah, when you do that, then that makes it, official, and that also makes you. I'm about to show you how you make yourself the postmaster of your document and the postmaster of your private carrier mail. And this is pursuant to the Universal Postal Union. You see my stamp here. Universal Postal Union stamp, and I also got the Malcolm X stamp, y'all. How Public Enemy said, most of my heroes don't appear on those stamps. Well, now they do. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not gonna, for the sake of this, I mean, this is like an official document that I am gonna use. In fact, I'm gonna use this one here because, I put it in, printed it out in color. So, you see what I'm saying? So now it's just like, just looking all official, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Peace, Queen. Tanya Cherry in the building. Peace, Queen. Yeah, I just added you, so if you want to come on the phone, you can come on. I would like to see your beautiful face. Oh, she declined. Okay, it's all good, man. Maybe next time. But yeah, so anyway, okay, peace, brother. Hey, y'all, Bay in the building. Sorry, excuse me. Yay, Bay. Yeah. So yeah, so basically, I spiced up the document, you know what I'm saying? Added some more things to it, you know what I'm saying? Some maxims of law. Um, as you see the maxims of law in there, I was building on earlier. But the principles of the five principles, five pillars, you know what I'm saying? Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Is that Moorish science? Yeah, that's Moorish science. Anyway, um, yeah, so affidavit for adjournment, you know what I mean? So basically, you can be showing those numbers. What am I doing? So anyway, affidavit for adjournment, and I put some legal stuff in here and blah, 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 and I got to seal it at the bottom here. So actually, I'm going to do this live. I'm about to put my. Now, being that I don't have a ink roller right now, so I'm just gonna just straight hood with it. About to take this. I take this red pen. All right, it says to bring you on the camera when I add you. Otherwise, what's the point of me adding you? So yeah, you're not dressed. What are you doing, girl? It's like 3 something afternoon. Peace. How do you say your name, brother? Because I don't want to mispronounce it.
Hey, REA.
REA Bay. Peace, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Sorry. Yeah, so right now I'm building on the Universal Postal Union. I'm showing people how to become the postmaster of their documents. So hence, I just signed the document here. I just showed how I signed it. And now what I do is I now got an ink roller. I just take the red pen, just put red on my finger. You know what I'm saying? And I just put enough on there just to get it, red. Then I lick it. Boom, just wet it a little bit, and I put my seal on there.
Already.
You know what I'm saying? So that is that. And now just take and just roll your thumb over, bam. Yeah, that's your seal right there. Boom. I just sealed the document. Now that's as far as my seal. I sealed the document, but now I'm about to show you the Universal Postal Union style of making yourself the postmaster of your documents. And what that means is that now you are a private mail carrier. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just read a little bit to y'all. I'm gonna give y'all some background information. And this is coming from the Universal Postal Union. So y'all can look this up too online. It's public information. There's nothing private about it. It's all public. Um, and basically, it's going to break down to you and explain to you the science of the different colors when you're autographing your documents. See, so for example, it says here, whenever you put a stamp on a document, inscribe your full name over the stamp and at an angle, usually like a 45-degree angle. Uh, the color ink you use for this is a function of what color will show up best against the color of the stamp. So yeah, so if you got like a dark color stamp, you might want to use like blue or something, bright enough to be seen. You don't want to use a black pen over a dark stamp. You won't be able to see the signature or the autograph, rather say. So ideal colors for doing this are purple, and purple is royalty. Blue, uh, origin of the bond, the one holding the contract. So in other words, that's why you say when you autograph a contract, you say, well, where's my blue wet ink autograph or wet ink signature? Because that's what they need on there to show and prove that it's contract law. So
So,
now the next one is like I say, purple is royalty, blue is the origin of the bond, and gold is a king's edict. So when you sign in gold, then you sign in as a king, and you're making like an edict. So in other words, when I before on the 17th, I got to court, right? And I'm supposed to basically show and prove to them that I understand what I'm talking about. In other words, these maxims of law that I put in my affidavit for default, my motion for default, basically, I just got to show and prove to them that I know what I'm talking about. And so I got my gold pen here. It's my gold. It's what I signed. So now when I make that order for him to sign on, when I sign it, I'm going to sign in gold, letting him know that this is an edict from a king. So like you got to recognize that, and I'm gonna UPU the order, showing and proving that he has to acknowledge my document. Why does he have to acknowledge the document? Because it's has a UPU Universal Postal Style stamp on it. Now, these stamps themselves came from the Universal Postal Union themselves. What is the Universal Postal Union? The Universal Postal Union is the union that deals with the and universally transfers the mail for all the United Nations. So basically, when the United Nations was established, the UPU came into existence to be like a postal service for the United Nations. Basically, they are the postal service for the United Nations. Basically what they are. Now, what gives them so much validity is that they're dealing with international law. They're transferring documents internationally, So therefore, there's a lot of like clause that goes along with that. They're like even higher than federal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like dealing with. I mean, international falls within the scope of international. Federal falls within the scope of international, but this is like the highest of the high as far as when you're dealing with jurisdictions and so forth. Because another thing is too, everything comes through the mail. So being that we're dealing with nations and we're dealing with communication between nations, everything is done through the postal service. So the Universal Postal Union, like I say, they are the postal service for the United Nations. So now, what am I about to do? I'm about to take this stamp here and I'm gonna place the stamp at the corner of the document. The reason why I use this one instead of I got other style stamps too. Like I said, I got the Malcolm X stamps. Most of my heroes on a pen don't stamp. Now they do. You know what I'm saying? I got the Malcolm X stamps, but those are for special occasions, so I ain't really gonna use this one quite yet. I might have a big thing that I have in the future that I might have to use those ones for. So shout out to the God. He gonna rest in here for now. Now I got these also. I usually use these. These are like 2 cent stamps or what else? Actually 6 cent stamps that I got from the local um, post office. And these you can just use. And I like them too because you see how they got the top hats with the different shade faces and all that. You know what I'm saying? Showing that we all part and parcel of the said government. So now I could take one of these and put it on here. But like I said, I'm going to do this one with the Universal Postal Union stamp. So let me break off one of these off. Pardon me, God. Yeah, God, peace, God. You want to add on? I know I got you sitting there quietly and whatnot. Peace. Yeah, you heard God? Yeah, I was speaking to you. Did you want to say something? You want to add on?
Oh no, no, I was gonna ask you about that stamp that you put on there. I say don't some stamps go on the document, but you got to it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, so you know how this goes? You've done this before?
No, I ain't put the stamps on the document stuff like that, but I've been doing like the tax pre-Q stuff and all that junk, and signing my name on the stamp and sending. I sent everything I sent went through pretty well, so just gotta make sure I bracket out they corporate addresses or whatever.
Oh,
Make
what?
sure I stay out their jurisdiction.
Say that again. You said you put your name on the stamp?
Yeah, yeah, I've been writing my name on the stamp and 2 cent stamp and sending my stuff registered mail and stuff like that. It's been going through just fine. But I was seeing something about with like your documents when you send them to court, you're supposed to put a stamp like at the top right, and I think what the bottom left of the last page or something like that.
Yeah. See, yeah, right. Yeah, you could do that. In fact, yeah, you can do this right here. Like I'm putting it here on the top right corner, and then on
And what size what amount is that stamp?
what's the what?
The amount of it.
Oh, actually, these were like it was like cost like $1.80. They sent me like I think it's like $1.80 for like two of them, maybe one of them. I don't know. They was like I think
No,
like $1 or so, whatever, $1 some change.
I mean the value of the stamp
Oh, I'm not sure.
itself
I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure exactly, but
is just a big dog, huh?
I would say like one of these will probably be good anywhere internationally. You know what I'm saying? Especially
Mm-hmm.
stamped. So I would say,
Yeah.
and you see how I got the A1 up here too? A1 represents
A1
success.
A1 Truth.
Uh-huh. How Lord Jamal says, spice it up like a law one steak sauce. You know what I mean? But yeah, and Raekwon was like a law is one, done, no playing. That was the only jewel he dropped in that whole verse. But anyway, anyway, so now yeah, so I'm about to put this here. See now this stamp is kind of big because I also got to put my thumbprint. I got to seal it too.
Thumbprint and
You know
signature.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm gonna sign it with my thumbprint. So, on most things, I don't want to cover the A1. I might like slide this over so I got enough space to my print on it, my seal on it. Yeah, see,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just kind of drop this down a little bit. I should have moved that A1 over, but it's all good though. As long as it's in like the top right corner, don't gotta be at the tippy top of the corner, but you know what I'm saying? As long as it's in the right corner of the whole page, up right corner, somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm.
So just like when you do on the back side, you turn the document over and you put your stamp down here on the bot, like toward the bottom, like that. And
Okay,
do the same
okay.
thing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so one on the front and one on the back. The front
You
side,
signed the one on the back too?
yeah, one on the back, yeah. Um,
You signed that one too?
yeah, yeah, same thing, same style. And see,
Okay,
the
okay.
thing is like the front side is supposed to be civil and the back side is criminal or vice versa, whatever it is. But basically, you want to do both sides just to
Yeah,
cover all grounds. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, pardon, I'm about to lick the stamp, put the stamp on E.
Where you get your gold pen from, man?
Um,
I guess. Are you still froze, bro?
all of that, how they be writing, I just got a gold pen, glitter style pen. And when it come out fly. It's like gold and glitter. That should be shiny. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, okay. Now he.
All right, now we got the different styles, right? So now I'm about to use the blue pen to put my autograph through the stamp. So now we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna autograph. Yeah, and see how I came a little bit off the stamp onto the page? That's like coming
Yeah.
off the water onto the land. How they extended their admiralty law onto the land. That's why when you go in the courtroom and
Mm-hmm.
you see that flag with the yellow fringe, that means that the Constitution is suspended and they're dealing with the law of the sea, which is admiralty. And they treat you like you're lost at sea. You know what I'm saying? So,
Understood.
yeah, this ain't the flyer's signature because, or it's an autograph because I had to, hold the camera. But anyway, at the top of this, you also date it. Now, today is technically the 6th equality, but I'm the God, so I like to deal with that 7th. So I'm gonna just predate it for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? As if I did this, tomorrow and shit. So it's gonna be the date gonna be 6, 7, knowledge boom. And then and now I also above I gotta put my social in gold above the date. But I'm gonna I'm gonna do that privately, but I'm gonna seal it right now so for everybody to see. I'm gonna seal it real fast. And when you put your social on the top of the document, you're putting it without dashes because it's your exemption account. And same thing I did with the signature, I'm gonna go off the stamp onto the page, from the water onto the land. Okay, you understand? So bam, now I got my seal on there. So I got my autograph through the stamp. It's dated, it's sealed. And now I'm about to take my gold pen and put my math up here. And now I'm not gonna put the in fact, I'm gonna put like the first three joints or whatever. I ain't gonna put the whole thing out, but just to show y'all how it's supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? Um, See, so boom, and then you fill it out. So just randomly speaking, 1, 2, 3, no dashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you put your whole 9 digits straight across with no dashes. With dashes, is a different account, but without dashes represents your exemption account.
I never used a social before with it,
Yeah.
but I like I said, I never did the send no papers like that though.
Yeah, so basically that's how we'll look at nut shells basically in a newt shell. You know what I'm saying? Uh, oh, and look at this too, right? You see how they got, and I said a newt shell. You see this going over? How that hovers over? When you see the depiction of newt, Jeb, and Shu. You know what I'm saying? Jeb is on the lower, representing the earth, Newt is hovering over with the stars in her body, representing the heavens, and then you have Shu in the middle. He's standing in the Cognesium Su, representing the air chakra. So you have the elements of earth, air, and light dealing with that. And if you see, it's in the same style. Let me pull up the joint to show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. And like you just see, like I say, you see our symbolism all over. And being that I said a newt shell, that just made me realize that. And you see the same thing on what's that the movies, Paramount Pictures when the movie's coming on. You see how this and Disney does too with the stars, how they got the stars come in and they go over and hover like that as representing Newt. So let me just pull that up real fast. Show what I'm talking about. Yeah, guys. So when you say peace, Shallah in the building, Harry, you said speak up. My voice kind of. Where did I purchase that gold pen from? Family Dollar. But yeah, I'm in the library, so that's why I'm not speaking like extra loud. I'm trying to be a little considerate and whatnot. All good. But they learning right now anyway. They listening. They doing the knowledge. Uh, Saya Shallah in the building. EJA Row in the building. Peace. Yeah. So that's all I got real fast. Mm-hmm. See these depictions? Yeah, this is a good one. You see? You see how you got Newt right here, right? Newt is representing. See right here. See you got Newt representing the heavens, hovering over with the stars in her body, and you got Shu right here, and the Carnesium Su. And he's not even supposed to be on the bowl. This is a different depiction, but he's in the Carnesium Su, standing, letting the heart go forward, and Jeb here representing the earth. So you see the same symbolism. This USA symbol down here is representing Jeb, representing the earth. This going above here is representing Shu, and this, we had the stars in her body, and in the middle, that would be Shu. Pardon me. This representing Newt, the stars, the crown hovering over the dome, and then Shu would be in the middle, representing the element of air. So now let me show you what I be talking about, because they be stealing all our Hollywood pictures and all of that. They be stealing all our comedic symbolism and all of that. So let me show you paramount pictures or pyramid pictures. Pyramid is paramount. Where's their logo? Okay, there you go. Bam. Now you see what I'm talking about? Paramount, and which is really pyramid. And you see the mountain going up, symbolizing the pyramid, going back to Kemet, which is, like I say, Shu, Jeb, and Newt, Shu and Jeb. Same science, man. Look, see how they got it hovering over? That's Newt with the stars in her body. And Disney, like I say, Disney pictures, they use the same symbol. Whenever their movies are coming on, they got the stars and they come around and they come over. That's Shu. And then, that's Newt, excuse me. And then in the middle, you got Shu representing the element of air. And you see in the middle of there, they got the sky. They're showing the sky representing the air, element of air. And then you got the mountain down here representing earth, which is Jeb. Jeb represented the earth. You got the earth element. So, all of the symbolism, you see it all around you. You know what I mean? You just got to know what you're looking at. And if you know your Kemetic science, then you know. If you know your African science, then they're showing you your history right in front of your face. But you just gotta. Oh, and you see this down here, that line down there, that straight line, that represents the base of the earth. That's Jeb. You know what I'm saying? That's Jeb right there. Shu. Newt and Shu. See, so yeah, it's all good, guys. It's all good. Ari Bay, peace. It's all good, guys. Asiatic Sun Builder, I just tagged you. Norman Johnson, peace. I just tagged you. You in the building. Sonia Ford, peace in the building. MTL Bay in the building. Bring the guard back on the camera. Yes, I just added you again. RA Bay, you want to come back on and help me out explaining this to people. They need this info. I'm saying, so if you have some information about the size of what you said, you had sent out some documents with stamps on them and whatnot.
No, I ain't never did no documents like going to somebody. I just did it on my mail. I ain't never put it on doc, but I seen, damn, what's that dude name that he called himself a postmaster? Bald head dude.
Russell Gould, or
I
no, no,
guess so.
the guy that took over
I think Mark Crisper or something like that.
from David, uh, what's it, Windmiller, David Windmiller, and
No,
David Windmiller passed away, but he has a successor. It's like Indian looking
I think
guy with a bald head.
yeah, I think his name is I think his name is Mark damn. All right, man. I just thought of his name. Damn, Mark something, but Mark Christopher.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, man, that's why I seen it from. But I didn't really get a chance to go in depth with it. But yeah, I'm gonna check into that, man. When I send some more stuff, usually I just send stuff back. Like, man, I ain't finna deal with it. I return it to them and let that be. They
Right.
try again. They'll send me something else. I just send it right back to them. They just trying to like trap me up into some acquiescence.
Mm, right. But see,
I'm gonna check into that.
but now being that you put them on public notice and they didn't respond to you, they are acquiescing
Hmm.
now. So now they're in
Yeah.
default. So now the next thing you want to send them, you want to send because you want to go out your way to prove. I mean, you don't have to do this next step as far as
Notice the
opportunity.
default.
Well, before that, send them an opportunity to cure. Give them another chance in good faith. In good faith. Yes,
Yeah.
in good faith.
Administrative process.
Exactly. You're giving them an opportunity to cure. And then after that, now when you bring that before the judge, it's like undisputable now. It's like, come on, man. I even gave you another chance to cure. I gave you another chance to respond. And you still didn't respond. That's showing negligence on their behalf. And their
I'm
negligence, regardless of ignorance, no excuse. Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
yeah. I always think about that stuff, but I'm like, man, whose process is that? You know what I mean? Like
Bro,
administrative process. I look at stuff like, man, is that for us or is that what they gotta do? Because I'm like, sometimes I be like, man, you know what? I'll let you know. This is my affidavit saying it's true, and I just kind of leave it be at that. Because I'm like, man, I ain't got time to be doing this and that. They taking away the thing I can't get back my time. You know what I mean? Like
right,
all this time we put in for this information. That's the most valuable thing we have is our time. So I try to look at stuff like, man, is this really for us or like wanting to go deep into what Drew Ali said? I'm still learning, man. So it's just like, but I question a lot of things.
right, as you should. As you should. You should question all things. You know what I'm saying? Until
Yeah.
you have your understanding or understanding or overstanding on how you're gonna go about it. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, for example, this sister that came on, no, brother that came on the line the other day and it was asking, yo, how'd you get the nationality card or whatever? And I said, well, I've been studying this for some time. You know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 blah. I would advise that you study, go back and learn about, the Wuju Ali, the Science Temple of America, know how he, what he did to establish nationality and so forth. And then, you could kind of follow suit or alter it to your personal, how you want to behave. So,
Yeah.
the sciences is like it's not gonna be easy. It's not like they're just gonna roll over and acquiesce. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna put you through the trial and tribulation. But the thing is that you have to be persistent enough to seek your goal, to reach your goal. You know what I'm saying? And when you're dealing with processes, core processes and things like that, you're dealing within a 30 to 90 day span. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Maybe 120 days because even after that 90 days, then they might have 30 days to rebut. and then a whole nother 90 days for another case. So, this is a lengthy process. You already know that.
Yeah,
It ain't no,
yeah. See, like my thing, the most recent thing I dealt with, I finally got a ticket. I've been riding for like over a year. Like the way, let me see if I can switch the camera around. Well, shit, I just show it from the front camera. But I finally got a ticket for this because I ain't got no registration tickets, nothing like that. And like this is my license plate right here.
say
And
private.
so yeah, I finally got pulled over, whatever. And he gave me a ticket, but I didn't show no ID, or none of that. So I gave my nationality card. So this is what he does. Like you can clearly see this ain't no damn Oldsmobile, right?
Hmm.
That's not an Oldsmobile. That's a Volkswagen. He gonna write. I got the ticket, and he let me go because he wasn't gonna take me. But he was just more curious. I was kind of teaching him about what we doing, but he had to give me the ticket because he pulled me over, just to save face. But like shit, I sent it back, man. He wrote my appellation all wrong. I mean, all he put a hyphen where hyphen don't go. Then he wrote like he didn't even put the license plates right. He left out the three or something like that. And then he put it as an Oldsmobile. I'm like, this is like he just did it, you know what I mean? So it's like I don't feel like I was like even responsible for that mess. I just sent it back and said no contract. Now if I
Hmm.
go down there, if I send some stuff and they're like, oh, we got him into a contract. Like no, this ain't me, you know what I mean? This ain't me. This ain't my car. So you can have this back. And I told no contract. And they sent a little pretty postcard next time, like a little while after. Tomorrow your court date is such and such. I put them same thing, no contract. I sent that shit right back, you know what I mean? And I ain't heard nothing since.
Hmm. Right, right. See, well, there you go. See, that's how you handle it. You already know, like
Yeah.
you don't contract with them. When you return to
Yeah, but
sender, you
they
refuse to
crafty
contract.
though, man. They might be trying to be slick, but when it slip up. But I mean, like it's at my job, this little parking lot over here, right across from my car, police sit there all the time. They come there and do their little switch up, I guess, shift change. And they pass by all the time. I know they see my car. They don't ever say nothing.
Right, they see that
But I
private on
mean,
there. You know what I'm saying? They see that private on there. They know what time it is. They're like,
yeah. But then
man,
like even people with they cases, like they court cases and stuff like that, they get the tickets or whatever. It's like when you think about the name that they send it to, like if it's not you, it's like why you even gotta go through all of that nonsense? It's not even me. You know, I tell you it's not me, no contract, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
because you already
They just
know
keep trying.
that's how they do, man. They want to make you liable. You know what I'm saying? For the straw man. They want to make you liability. Either you telling them that the name is an asset, but they want it to be a liability.
Mm.
See what I'm saying? So that's how they
You
make
know
you
what?
right. That's how they
I
tackle.
kind of see it in a way. I kind of see it in a way now. Like, want to make a paper trail in case they do try to like violate you. So I feel it in that way. But it's like, man, sometimes we got to do a lot of digging and research. They hide everything. Not just like, man, I just don't have the time. But this is like, they should be paying me for the time I'm putting in to go against their bullshit. You know what I mean?
What you can do is take the procedural errors that they made and hold them
Mm-hmm.
accountable. You know what I'm saying? Lean their ass, lean them, put a lean on them. You know what I'm saying? Tell them that they're injuring your estate because that's what they're doing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
Are you in with the consulate?
no, no, but I want to be on some realness. I want to be like I have the mind for it, I have the time for it, and I have the grind for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's why I didn't really mess with too many leans and nothing like that. Cause that's like what they big on, like lean that, lean this, and I'm just like, I just seen some stuff happen. I'm just like, I don't know, it seems kind of iffy to me. So like I say, I just sit back and observe. I check out everybody's information, and like I say, what you just did today, that's pretty valuable information. I appreciate that.
word, word.
But I'm just trying to come along, man.
Always,
Get like
always.
get like Drew said. Oh shit. There we go. Hey, I got it. My client just pulled up, brother. I'm gonna get back with you though, man.
All
Appreciate
right,
that call
King.
though.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
All
man.
right, King.
Appreciate your attendance. Peace.
All right, peace, brother.
Original Man 7 in the building. Kabaka Zakwan in the building. Peace. 10-7. I just added you if you try to come in the building. Nelsie Odemus, peace in the building. Yeah, so basically, like I said, we're building on the science of the Universal Postal Union, and dealing with the different science of the colors, right? See, that red thumbprint there that represents your seal, but also, we sign, pardon me, we autograph in red as well. So, see, whatever you see, my name is going to be in red, and that's as far as the Moorish paradigm is concerned. Now, the different colors, like I said, we got blue, which represents the origin of the contract. So right there, when I put my blue autograph on there, that's like the origin, that's the contract, and I dated it in blue, so let you know when this begins. So from 6/7/19 and on, everything that's stated in this document is made knowledge born, is born into existence. So now, and like I say, and once it's and if it's unrebutted, they put no time period, but basically, due to common law, the acquiescence is like 30 days or so. So after 30 days, if they don't respond to this, or whoever, if anybody doesn't respond to this, wherever I send it, then their silence is acquiescence. So I was saying, so the blue represents the origin of the contract. You sign that through the stamp. You put your red seal on there, and also, like I said, your autograph in red, that represents bloodline. See what I'm saying? But they always telling you to sign in black, sign in black, sign in black, because they know that black is dead in law. You know what I'm saying? As far as in law and as far as in pertaining to the universal postal style of writing and the colors that you use when you're writing. So, like I say, they're going according to the universal postal style. And they always trying to tell you, oh no, you have to write in black or we won't accept it. You have to write it in black or we won't accept it. So in other words, you have to come to them dead or they're not going to accept you. They're not going to accept you in full life. They want to accept you as you're dead. You know what I'm saying? Come to them dead. So, peace, Moquan Divine in the building. Yeah, God. You on. You want to drop some knowledge for the people. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so and then yeah, you put your social up here on the top in gold. And gold represents the edict of a king. So now that is gonna be what you would use to get your exemption basically. So say if you had if this was some type of negotiable instrument where I wanted to like do a discharge of a debt or something like that, that gold social without dashes would be the exemption number to make that happen basically. Uh, like I said, when you go down to the Department of Social Services and all of that, and they ask you for your Social Security number to open up your account, they're basically letting you know that that social number is attached to an account. And if there's an account, then there's trust law going on with that account. And the basic science of trust law is, the grantor, the trustee, and the beneficiary. For instance, you're initiating a trust, actually. They call it opening up a case, but you're actually initiating a trust. But you're doing this on the public side. So being that it's on the public side, you're not the private banker, and you're not the fiduciary for the account. So therefore, the caseworker, the person behind the glass, they take down your info and then they give it to one of the caseworkers. The caseworker becomes the fiduciary for that account. So now they're going to come out, and the fiduciary does what? The fiduciary administers the account. They let you know. They're going to come out, or they're going to bring you in the back and tell you, oh, okay, we're going to give you this much for food stamps. We're going to give you this much for your rent. We're going to give you this much for medical benefits, and blah, 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 blah. They let you know how they're basically administering your estate for you, since we're so-called incompetent and we don't know how to do it for ourselves. And then they issue you what's called a benefit card. Hence, because you're the beneficiary of that account. That's why you have a benefit card. You know what I'm saying? That benefit card is showing and proving that you're the beneficiary to what? To the public trust that was established via applying for public assistance. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is. So that's why, we got to understand trust law and understand also, too, like I was building on earlier about HJR 192. In a nutshell, HJR 192 is basically stating that the so-called government is responsible to pay the debts or obligated to pay the debts of the American people. So how do they do this? They do it through, you know, social services such as the Department of Social Services. You know what I'm saying? As to where you could go down there, and if you need a place to stay, they pay your rent. If you need food to eat, they'll give you food stamps because they're obligated to do this. Why are they obligated? Because they are the ones who have did the gold seizure way back in 1933, and before then, this country was bankrupt and all of that and all of that. So basically, they have an obligation to make up for their errors or their wrongs, whatever the case may be. So when they stole all the gold from the people and they basically took all the gold and they issued this fake money, 1935, it's the year when the game Monopoly came out. If you break down Monopoly, it's mono, poly, one, many, the one that controls many. That's why in Monopoly you want to become the banker, because the banker owns everything, so-called. You know what I'm saying? They own all the property, and everybody else is a renter. So now while we constantly renting, we never own anything, which means we can never place anything that we own as an asset in a trust and secure it so we could pass it on to our families and keep wealth within our family. So basically through a trust, this is how you keep wealth in your family. You want to secure your assets so that you can pass them on. If your assets are not secured, you won't be able to pass them on. Then they become state property, as we all are when our parents sign that birth certificate. They basically sign us over to the state, and we become state property. So by doing things such as declaring your nationality, correcting your name, that's you coming out of that wardship status that the birth certificate and the social security number and all of that put you in. So now, you also have the universal, these are some memorandums of law that I use to back up this document. The memorandums of law and authority. I use the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. I use the Constitution for the United States of America. So those three documents is basically what I'm using to back this information that I put in this document. And also, you have the maxims of law, which is breaking down how truth is expressed in the form of an affidavit. An unrebutted affidavit stands as truth in commerce. In commerce, truth is sovereign. A lien or claim can only be satisfied through rebuttal by affidavit, point by point, resolution by jury, or payment. So say, for example, they send you a bill in the mail. if you feel, or you think like you don't owe them and they trying to like overcharge you or something, then what you want to do is take each point that they made in that letter they sent you and you want to rebut it. Like if they said, okay, you owe us $200 and blah 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 dollars, you state, I do not owe such and such amount of money, due to the fact that blah 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 blah. Now, if you want to put the fact that you're indigenous and all of that, and like you don't owe that shit, and hey, you could rock with that too. You could rock with that too. See where you get with it. I would always throw it in there just cause, because once they start even hearing that type of shit, they freeze up and they get on some whole new next shit. So. Commerce, an unrebutted affidavit becomes the judgment in commerce. So basically when it's unrebutted, it becomes the judgment. um, because that's all that the judge would have to go off of. That's what's before him. It's called prima facie evidence. Prima facie basically means like face value, surface level. Like, look, he has this information before him, and if there's no rebuttal to it, then that's all he has to go off of, and he has to make a judgment based on what's before him. So if, say, someone's trying to bring you to court because they say you owe blah blah blah, and you have never rebutted them, then they have affidavits that have been unrebutted, which stand as truth in commerce, and therefore their truth becomes sovereign, and then the judge is going to rule on that and rule in their favor. As I say, the judge has to rule in the light most favorable to the plaintiff. The plaintiff is the one making the claim. So if you didn't respond to the claim that was made, then that means that you just acquiesce. Your silence is acquiescence. Acquiescence means like you agree. You submit it. You know you didn't do anything to say otherwise, so it is what it is. So, you know. So yeah, that's the deal. Now I'm gonna come back on another session and drop some other jewels on another topic. But for now, I think I pretty much went in on about this. And basically, what you're doing with this here is that you're, like I say, making yourself what's called the postmaster of the document. This now becomes you now become a private mail carrier, and you can't mess with a person carrying mail. That's like a federal offense. That's an international offense. So, like, say you see the mailman walking down the block with mail, and you go start beating up the mailman or some shit, and knock his bag over and take his mail and throw it all over the street or some shit. Like, man, you're going to jail for a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? Because that was just a federal offense, an international offense, and they're gonna hold you to the letter of the law on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you see those old movies where there be like a war going on, like those Civil War movies, and then the postmaster's coming through, and they gotta stop shooting on both sides and let the postmaster walk through. That's because the postmaster is the highest authority in the land. They're higher than judges, officials, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're dealing with the basis of communication between nations. Like I said, the Universal Postal Union, they are like the postal service for the United Nations. So any interruption with this type of service is an international offense. So therefore, now when you're in your private person, your private capacity, let's just say you get pulled over by police or something, right? Or say you walk in and they just like start messing with you, harassing you. You let them know, listen, man, I have, I'm a private mail carrier right now. I'm transporting documents, and you are obstructing, you're obstructing that. You're obstructing me from getting these documents from one place, from point A to point B. So now, as you're detaining me for whatever reason, as you see, I have not committed any crime, I'm going to have to place you under a fee schedule. And you're being charged, let's say, $100 a minute for how long you're detaining me when I'm on my official business. You understand what I'm saying? So now there's international laws that they're violating. You got to study these laws and figure out which ones you're going to present to them to prove your claim. But basically, they are obstructing international. They're obstructing you from traveling with international documents, which you are the postmaster of, and the private mail carrier of. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, you're carrying private mail. This is a private style of stamping mail and making it official to where it will be accepted when you transfer this document to another, what they call a dry dock vessel. You know what I'm saying? Your vessel is transported to their dock, and once it shows up on their dock, they have to acknowledge the stampage and your exemption, and I guess grant you what it is that you're asking or you're requesting within the document, or at least basically acknowledge it and respond. You know what I mean? You at least got to do that, because now if they don't respond now, you can contact the Universal Postal Union and put them on notice that you've served and you have not been responded to. Like I was saying, I might have a case with the county, with the not the county clerk, the filing clerk at the local court, because this bitch gonna see my universal postal stamp and all that on there. She gonna fuck around, and you know it had the gold bond from the state building. She obstructed the document by taking the bond out of the document. Now she knows she's not supposed to take that bond out. That paper is not supposed to be altered in any way, shape, or form. And once it's altered, it could be rejected because the document was altered. So she says some fly shit like, "Oh, it's ours now. You gave it to us. It's ours now." I was like, "Yo, ma'am, you see my Universal Postal Union stamp on there? I'm the postmaster of that document. That's my document." You know what I'm saying? But and I got on record on all of this shit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post that on my thing soon. Matter of fact, I might post it after this one here. After this video, you'll see the little back and forth I had with the lady at the what you call it. I'm gonna post that on there too, just to let y'all know like how I be banging on these. You know what I'm saying? I be banging on the system. I don't be playing with this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is real. Like all the shit I'm saying here talking, like I be implementing this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't just be talking and shit. So, like, you know, everything's real. It's all real. So on that note, man, I'm gonna say peace. You know, I don't see too many people in the building. Ain't nobody asking no questions or nothing. So I guess I kind of made knowledge born. And on that note, I'm gonna say peace and equality. That's today's mathematics. Peace.